If Mexico gets grouped in their host World Cup participation, I think it would be probably the biggest failure in national team history. Even dating back to like the 60s, 70s, it'd be the biggest failure Mexico, the federation, has ever gone through.
And like anything past round 16 is a complete success.
It's a miracle, to be honest.
Yeah, like and anything lower than the round of 16 would be a failure. Like simple as that.
This kid, I have no doubt he's gonna spark a lot of attention at the World Cup. His play style, his creative ability is very good.
Will be like his introduction to the world stage. Like this is where everyone will know him. Like I honestly feel he's gonna take over like the tournament. I think he's gonna be one of the young stars of the tournament.
Yes. So remember the name.
Welcome everybody to Make Football Great Again, your definitive 48-nation roadmap to the 2026 World Cup. I'm Harry Brent, and over the coming weeks and months, we're going to be profiling every single nation heading to North America this summer to find out more about the country, the culture, the fans, and of course the team. And hopefully we'll be uncovering a few little secrets and stories along the way. Now today, as you can see by the little flag that I have here, we spare no expenses on this podcast. We can afford little flags. We're covering Mexico, one of the three tournament hosts for this summer, alongside the USA and Canada behind my big head over there. And I'm delighted to say today I am joined by Andre and Chris, hosts of the Futbol Asada podcast, the best English-speaking podcast about Mexican football you're likely to find on YouTube. We'll pop their YouTube channel in the description so you guys can give them some love a bit later on. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. How are you guys? ¿Cómo estás?
Thank you for the invitation. We're doing very well. Happy to be here.
Yeah, appreciate the invite. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. That is about the extent of my Spanish, by the way. So that's
sounds good. Not gonna lie.
Right. So we're just going to officially kick off with a segment we're calling the travel log. So before we talk players and tactics and whatever else, I just want to get a bit more of a sense about the country, the culture, the fans. Can you provide us, if you have it, with one cool fact about Mexico, or perhaps a piece of Mexican trivia that has nothing to do with football, just to give us a little bit more of a taste of what it's like?
Of course.
Well, one thing a lot of fans that are going to be coming to Mexico for the World Cup can expect is a lot of tequila, a lot of drinking, because Mexico is the tequila capital of the world. Specifically Guadalajara, which is one of the host cities of the World Cup. So if you're into that, I mean, you're in for a good time.
Yes, the tequila capital of the world.
Well, I'm sure there'll be plenty visiting this summer, that's for sure.
Yep.
What about Mexico's footballing GOAT? Greatest of all time, for those who don't know.
We have two different answers to this, so I'll let Chris go first.
If you're taking in like club and national team like together, I think it's Hugo Sanchez. He won 5 straight titles with Real Madrid. Won the Golden Boot multiple times for Real Madrid. I believe he was Real Madrid's top goal scorer before Cristiano Ronaldo showed up. And he was the highest goal scorer of the 1980s in the entire world. So I would say him.
So that's his answer. Mine is Rafa Marquez, because Hugo Sanchez, he has the club career, undeniably the best Mexico has ever seen. But for the national team, he really never replicated what he did for his club. Whereas Rafa Marquez, I mean, he played at 5 World Cups, scored in 3 of them, I believe, played for Barcelona, was part of Pep Guardiola's treble teams. A lot of, I think players like Puyol, Yaya Toure have said that's one of the best defenders they've ever played with. So I think what Rafa Marquez did for club and country hasn't been replicated. So I think, to me, he's Mexico's greatest player of all time.
I think he captained Mexico at 5 straight.
Yeah, he captained Mexico, I think, in all his World Cups as well.
Yeah, I like that. Two very contrasting answers, two completely, obviously very different players, one a striker, one a defender. And yeah, as you said, that's really, really interesting to see that is that a kind of internal battle that do people say, is the country kind of split 50-50 when it comes to those two guys, or is it just you guys that have,
I think Karen Chicharito Hernandez, Javier Hernandez, who also played at Manchester United. I think it's between those three, but in my opinion, it's Rafa Marquez, and Chris's is Hugo Sanchez.
What would you say is Mexico's most celebrated football result? The kind of thing that perhaps fans, if they're feeling a little sad one day, they're going to go on YouTube and watch it to cheer themselves up. What do they go to?
I think it has to be Mexico's win against Germany at the 2018 World Cup, their first game at that World Cup. I mean, for me, definitely, I was born in 2002, so out of all the wins that I've ever witnessed my country do, I think that's the one that sticks out the most. No one in their right mind thought we were going to pull it off that day, especially Germany were the defending World Cup champions at the time. And yeah, we pulled it off. It was crazy. And I think it was on Father's Day here in Mexico. So that made that moment even more special.
Wow. Chris, would you say the same?
Yeah, I would completely agree. Even though it was just a group stage game, and I think we've played more important games, I think that win has yet to be topped, and it wasn't topped before that. So I would go with that one as well.
There's obviously big Mexican communities in the United States, in Canada. What can we expect from fans during this tournament? Obviously, in the games that are staged in Mexico, it's going to be vibrant, it's going to be loud, it's going to be passionate. We know roughly what to expect, but obviously, given the massive contingents that are in the other two host nations, do you predict that this is going to be a tournament that Mexico fans are going to kind of take over?
Yes, definitely. I mean, even when the World Cup isn't in Mexico, I think Mexico's fans take over every World Cup. I mean, the matches they play in at World Cups is always one of the most attended, one of the most viewed. And I mean, Mexico fans, that's just how we are. We just take over games, especially at the World Cup. So now being at home, we should expect that times 10. It's going to be absolutely insane, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I fully expect us to take over both countries. Like, we'll be the most popular team in Mexico and the most popular team in the U.S. during the World Cup. So it's going to be a party.
Fantastic. Well, we'll move along to the scouting report. So we're just going to find out a little bit more about the players, the squad in general, the coach, the coaching staff, with the tactics, whatever we like. I just want to firstly just get more of a sense of familiarity for the UK viewers and listeners tuning in. What are some players that are either in the squad or kind of potentially going to be in the squad this summer, who British fans are likely to recognize or to remember?
To remember, most definitely Raul Jimenez, currently the striker for Fulham, and right now he's been Mexico's best player for about the last 2-3 years. I think that's the one that sticks out the most. But if we're going past, obviously,
I would say even in the current one though, I would say probably Edson Alvarez. He was just at West Ham.
Still is a West Ham player.
He's on loan. He's not true. He's on loan. But yeah, from West Ham, maybe Bournemouth fans will know Julian Araujo, who they just sent out on loan to Celtic. But there's a few that have like some Prem ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Edson Alvarez. What was he's obviously Mexico's captain. A big player for the national team. What is your opinion on why he's not quite worked at West Ham, on loan at Fenerbahce now, so still has a chance to resurrect his West Ham career perhaps, but why do you think it's not worked for him in the Premier League?
Honestly, when the rumors came out that he was linked to West Ham, I was not a fan of it. His play style is he's a defensive midfielder that isn't really the best on the ball, but he's very good defensively. He's like a stopper. So knowing how he plays, he tends to get a lot of yellow cards. I just had a feeling he'd go into the Premier League and get at least 2 red cards in his first season, which I don't think he did, but he did accumulate a lot of yellow cards. I think the main reason why he hasn't worked out at West Ham is his ball playing ability, but I think he's still good. He's still a very good system player. If you need to hold out a win and you want to keep a lead, he's the right man to put in there. He goes center back, CDM. At the 2018 World Cup for Mexico, he even played right back. So he's very diverse. Hopefully he could turn it around, but yeah, it hasn't really worked out for him at West Ham, to be honest.
And in case anyone else is wondering about sort of the past players, we mentioned Chicharito earlier in the episode. Of Man United fans remember him well. Carlos Vela, another player Arsenal fans will remember. Maybe didn't quite have the career that people expected him to have at Arsenal, but went on to achieve good things with Real Sociedad and others. Giovanni Dos Santos, I noticed the shirt behind you there. Yes. Tottenham fans will remember him, perhaps not so fondly. Didn't quite live up to expectations at Tottenham, but another player who went on to achieve good things. And I just also wanted to mention Guillermo Ochoa. Never played in England or the UK, but when it comes to the World Cup, this man just turns into Superman. He just produces the sort of performances that are off the charts, makes a name for himself. Am I right in thinking? So he's 40 years old now. He's not retired from the international scene yet, has he? So is there a chance that he goes to this World Cup?
So I think, according to very reliable Mexican reporters here, he's actually going to get called up to Mexico's March friendlies that are upcoming against Portugal and Belgium. So considering that, I think he has a very high chance of making the World Cup again. And the funny part is, there's like this meme known about Ochoa. Like, no one in the world knows where he plays at club level, but every 4 years he just randomly pops up at the World Cup and has spectacular moments. So I expect that to happen again, to be honest. I think he's 41 years old, or he's turning 41 years old. But yeah, he's at this point, I think he's a worldwide like icon when it comes to World Cups.
And to be honest with you, like, I don't know if this is a popular take within the Mexican football community, but I wouldn't mind him even playing like in the World Cup, because right now, for those who don't know, Mexico's goalie situation is in a bad spot. Like, we've been rotating like the same 2-3 goalies over the last like 2 years without Ochoa, and they do not look good. And everyone's kind of like begging for Ochoa to come back because our goalies have not lived up to par so far. And like you said, Ochoa always turns up in World Cups, so why not?
Yeah. And for those that you guys definitely don't know, he currently plays in Cyprus. I don't know the club name, and I'm a fan of him. I don't even know the club name, but he plays in Cyprus. So he still plays European football, but definitely the level isn't top.
I think I may be just pulling this out of my backside. I think I saw Limassol on when I was.
I think it is.
I think it is that team. Yes,
but yeah, good shout, Sabra. You know, it's a great little meme that the
also,
fact that no one knows where he plays.
Also, going back, because you mentioned Giovanni Dos Santos behind us, we forgot to mention. So you asked us who we believe Mexico's greatest player of all time is. We went for like the more obvious answers, but me growing up, I think I idolized Giovanni Dos Santos the most out of everyone I've ever witnessed wear the Mexico jersey, because yes, he didn't really plan out in his club career, played for Barcelona, played for Tottenham, played for Villarreal in Spain, but even though he never really planned out in club career, every time he played for Mexico, he always turned up. I mean, this guy was, in my opinion, our best player at the 2012 Olympics when we won the gold medal against Brazil in the final. He almost secured us a quarterfinal spot in the 2014 World Cup against the Netherlands. He scored the opening goal. I was through the roof when he scored that. And yeah, he's given us so many big moments. So regardless of how below average his club career was, for the national team, he was a monster. And Mexico needs players like him. We don't have dynamic wingers like him no more, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I would also consider him, like, if you're just only looking at the national team, like, don't take into account like club careers, I personally would have him as Mexico's GOAT, because I think his peak was higher than any Mexican player we've ever seen. Like a 4-year, 5-year span where he was like unplayable for the national team. But that's not a popular take, so like we might get flamed for that one.
I love non-popular takes, for the record.
Yeah.
What would represent a good tournament for Mexico here? Obviously, a lot of expectation being the host, but at the same time, you know, never reached beyond the quarterfinals of the tournament. What would be a good tournament in the fans' eyes, in the team's eyes, in your eyes? I
think a good tournament would be reaching the quarterfinals, but obviously this year is harder since there's a round of 32 match. An acceptable participation would be at least winning one knockout game. So either one of those two, but realistically, I only see us winning just one knockout game.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, round of 16 would be like the bare minimum, like where people might not get mad at the team. It's more just expected. And like anything past around 16 is a complete success.
It's a miracle, to be honest.
Yeah, like, and anything lower than the round of 16 would be a failure. Like, simple as that.
Yeah, well, speaking of failure, so the next question I'll ask is, what would represent a bad tournament? You've kind of answered it there. Would it literally just be not getting out of the group? Would that be it? Or
that would
or even losing in the round of 32, I would say, like that would be a bad tournament.
But if Mexico gets grouped in their host World Cup participation, I think it would be probably the biggest failure in national team history. Even dating back to like the 60s, 70s, it'd be the biggest failure Mexico, the federation, has ever gone through, because, I mean, in the 2024 Copa America, we got grouped, and we were technically at home. It was in the United States. And the last World Cup, we also got grouped. So fans are already kind of going into this World Cup very negatively. And it's up for the players and the manager to prove everyone wrong. And being at home, you cannot get grouped at the World Cup. It just is unacceptable. And considering the opponents we have at this World Cup, I think we have a good chance of making it out.
Why is the atmosphere so negative around it? Obviously, you would expect big excitement with hosting it. Is it just the form that's not been good enough? What's caused the negative feelings?
I think it is the form, because I think once the World Cup is actually like maybe 2 weeks away, the party's gonna get started. Everyone's gonna back the team like no matter what is going on. But like, I guess now in the lead up, it is mostly because of form. Because up until I think it was like 2 weeks ago, we played a game, or last week actually, we played a game. We hadn't won a game since July. We had gone like 7, 8, 9 games in a row without winning a single game, and the fans are just getting more and more frustrated. So I think that's why there's like a lot of negativity right now.
Not only that, since I'd say the 2018 World Cup, Mexico fans have kind of tuned out of the national team.
Has this pessimism among fans, or the sort of ill feeling among fans, is that long standing, or is this just a recent thing that's this sort of focusing on the stuff you just said there?
Yeah, it's been going on since after the 2018 World Cup, but definitely once we got grouped at the 2022 World Cup, that's when it just completely elevated to another level. I think a lot of fans tuned out on the national team.
Now, who is Mexico's talisman? Who's the man who's going to lead the team to the quarterfinals, maybe beyond? Who's the man that you're going to be looking to save you out there?
I think it's going to be on the shoulders of Raul Jimenez. He's pretty much the sole reason why we won 2 trophies in 2025. We won the CONCACAF Nations League, the Gold Cup, because of him. And he's pretty much been the only player that's been able to score. Like I said, one of the main struggles we have right now and why we're in such bad form is because we can't score. But like, if he's not on the field, if he's not clicking, like, we're in trouble. Yeah. So I would say like it's going to be pretty much on his shoulders. I feel like he has a lot to prove too, because he's never scored in a World Cup before, and he's going to be 34, 35 at the World Cup. So I think he's going to want to prove himself.
Yeah, I was going to say that he's going to be heading into World Cup, I think, at 35 years old. He was at the 2014 World Cup. I don't think he played a single minute. He was at the 2018 World Cup. I think only played in 1 game. And then at the last World Cup, he was also there, but he got called up after his unfortunate head injury while he was at Wolves. So he was not anywhere near to his good form. So this is Raul's World Cup. Even though he's 35 years old, this is his moment. He's very close to becoming Mexico's all-time top goal scorer. So I know for him personally that he wants to achieve that. He wants to surpass Chicharito. And the main argument is, all right, well, you're going to surpass Chicharito as the top Mexican goal scorer, but you've never really turned up at World Cups. So I think he has to turn up in this one. And if Mexico want any chance of having a good World Cup, he has to be the man to score goals, because like Chris said, we don't create opportunities. Is
there a player in the squad that you guys think during the tournament will have a sort of breakout situation where, perhaps a player that fans in England, in the UK haven't heard of, but may at the end of this tournament be known to them, and not only that, may even seal a big transfer to a big European team?
So yes, definitely. If you want any interest in watching a Mexico game, I'd say to watch it for 17-year-old Gilberto Mora. Yes, 17 years old. He should definitely be starting at the World Cup. In my opinion, he's a top 3 talent Mexico has ever produced. He debuted in Liga MX at 15 years old. He actually plays for my club, Cholos, in Tijuana. And he was at the last Gold Cup last summer. He was 16 years old at the time. He was easily, in my opinion, the best player in the whole tournament. But he's a attacking midfielder, could play cam, could play left wing, could also play center forward. If he has to play the 8, he'll play there as well. Very small, but his IQ of the game is very advanced. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw him at the Under-20 World Cup. If Mexico would have made it a bit further, he would have easily been the player of the tournament. I think he scored a brace against Spain, got an assist against Brazil. And yeah, he's just a generational talent. There's already rumors of Barcelona and Real Madrid monitoring him. So that is his potential. Real Madrid, Man City, Real Madrid level, because this kid, I have no doubt he's gonna he's gonna spark a lot of attention at the World Cup. His play style, his creative ability is very good.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think right now in Mexico, he over the last year, like he's become super popular. Like everybody knows of him now in Mexico. But I think the World Cup will be like his introduction to the world stage. Like this is where everyone will know him. Like I honestly feel he's going to take over like the tournament. I think he's going to be one of the young stars of the tournament.
Yes. So remember the name Gilberto Mora from Mexico.
That's a heck of an endorsement. How would you compare him to somebody like we have over here playing in the Premier League, Estevao, young Brazilian? You know,
I actually think he's better than Estevao.
Wow. Okay.
I think he's better than Estevao. I think he's better than Mastantuono. And when I say that, especially Mexico fans that watches, they think I'm absolutely crazy. But I mean, the very moment he debuted at 15 years old, I saw the talent. I was like, this dude is going to be, he has to be at the World Cup. Mexico has no players like him. And not even a year later, he's already a vital piece to the first team. So he's a for sure lock starter. If he doesn't start for Mexico, I think Mexico would also be in trouble. So yes, I think his potential is. I'm actually very excited. I can't wait for what team he joins after, because we already had a recent Mexican last week join Atletico Madrid and Obed Vargas, which could also be a player to look out for. He's 20 years old, but Gilberto Mora, he's on a different planet.
Gilberto Mora. Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for him for sure. Yes. Tell me about the manager, Javier Aguirre. Now, this is his fourth stint in charge of the national team. What is the? In fact, Andre, you were saying born in 2002. I'm pretty sure he was the manager for the Mexico in 2002 for the World Cup, which is a crazy thought. What is the vibe around Aguirre? What do the fans think of him? Is there a lot of confidence within him? Like, what's the vibe heading in?
I think kind of how you were saying about Raul Jimenez, this is like a make or break for tournament for Raul. I also feel like it's the same way for Javier Aguirre, because in 2002, Mexico had an excellent group stage. Like we topped the group that had like a prime Italy, Croatia was in there, Ecuador was in there. We topped the group, but then we followed it up by losing in the round of 16 to our biggest rivals, the U.S., in the round of 16.
Unacceptable.
And a lot of people blame Aguirre for that. And then in 2010, Mexico made it out of the group, but they got eliminated by Argentina in the round of 16. But a lot of people blame him as well for that. You call it fracaso here in Mexico, because we had Chicharito, who had just joined Manchester United. He benched him. We had Memo Ochoa, who was like one of the best goalies in Liga MX, and we benched him for like a goalie that was almost 40 years old
and is 5'9".
Yeah, he's had some two World Cup failures kind of fall on his shoulders. So I think this is his time to prove himself, or to redeem himself. Better say. Right now, again, the sentiment around the team is very bad because of our form. But like in the summer when we were winning 2 trophies, like everyone loved him, and now like we've won 9 games in a row without a win. Everyone hates him. So like we're very bipolar. But basically the World Cup is everything. Like it doesn't matter how bad or how good we show up and how much they like or hate him, Mexico fans, like heading into the World Cup. Like all that matters is the World Cup. If we have a good World Cup, his legacy will be remembered in a good way.
Yeah.
But if not, then it's the opposite, you know?
Yeah, I think right now fans aren't really happy with him, especially with recent form. But if you guys didn't know, Rafa Marquez, the dude I said is Mexico's greatest player of all time, he's the assistant manager. So as soon as this World Cup is over, I think Rafa Marquez might take over. But in terms of Javier Aguirre, I think he's not the best tactical manager. He's a good manager. He knows how to keep his team. He knows how to keep a good locker room. He doesn't like having players be selfish or have egos. So he's good with that. But when it comes to tactics, he's not really the best. But in terms of Mexican managers right now, he probably is the best one for this upcoming World Cup. And like Chris said, this is he has to do something good, because in the last 2, technically he failed.
What is Mexico's biggest strength heading into the World Cup?
Defense. Even though we got grouped at the last Copa America in 2024, we only conceded 1 goal, and it was a penalty. So yes, we're not the best right now. We haven't been accumulating that many big wins, but we hardly concede goals. I think we have a good defensive center back partnership in Johan Vasquez, who plays in the Serie A, and Cesar Montes, who currently plays in Russia. I think those two have kept a lot of clean sheets together as a duo. So if Mexico is going to do something at this next World Cup, is going to be very hard to score against them.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like our grit and defense. Like Andre was just mentioning, we have our two center backs are Johan Vasquez, who currently plays in Serie A, and Cesar Montes, who plays in Russia. There's actually an interesting stat about them both. Like when they start together, we haven't allowed an open play goal in 3 tournaments in a row. Like 2025 Gold Cup, we didn't allow an open play goal. 2024 Copa America and 2025 Nations League, when they start together, we don't allow goals.
Yeah, and obviously being at home is going to be even more tough to score against us.
And what about the biggest weakness heading in?
Weakness is scoring goals. I mean, like I told you, we have 17-year-old Gilberto Mora. He's honestly our best creative player by far, and it's literally just him. I wish I could say we have more, but we really don't. I think we have a big problem playing with wingers. They're not the best creatively, nor good at all, to be honest. And in terms of center midfielders, they're good box to box, but they're also not known to be getting assists. So all our creativity lies on 17-year-old Gilberto Mora.
Yeah, like Andre was saying, I think more specifically, it's the wingers. Like our wingers, they could be in the form of their life in Liga MX. They show up to the national team, they don't do anything.
They shut down.
Like I think a lot of people are suggesting, and I agree with it, like play without wingers. Like try a diamond midfield that doesn't include wingers because they don't produce.
Attacking wingers, like play with wing backs, but not attacking wingers.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. So biggest strength being defense, biggest weakness being attack. It sounds like we're set for 3-0 nils in the group, is what you're saying.
That's literally been Mexico. Mexico's been 1-0 wins, 0-0s. I mean, in the last 10 games, I think 8 of those matches we haven't scored in the first half. Even the last 2 friendlies we had like two weeks ago, we failed to score in the first half. It's a huge problem, and even though we don't have the best creative players, I think it all lies on our manager, Javier Aguirre. He has to change something up because that is unacceptable regardless of which players you have. You've called up so many different players in the last few months, and you still failed to score in the first half. So heading into the World Cup, you have to fix that or else we're in big trouble.
And just lastly on this section, just looking at the squad heading into the tournament, I'm going to throw a hypothetical your way. If you could turn one England player Mexican for the 2026 World Cup, who are you picking? Now, I'm going to say no Harry Kane, no Jude Bellingham, because I think those picks are too easy. So tell me who you'd pick for Mexico and why.
To be honest, I wouldn't have picked either of those anyways because I feel like our strength is a striker, Raul Jimenez, so I wouldn't have picked Kane. And then our midfield is okay, so I probably wouldn't have picked Bellingham. I think, like we said, our biggest weakness is a wingers. Like I would personally go Foden, like more creative, more shifty. And then,
well, I'm an Arsenal fan, but regardless of that, it has to be Bukayo Saka. If that were to ever happen, I think Bukayo Saka is a complete winger, very effective, gets assists, scores goals, very good off set pieces. He'd be the perfect player we'd need right now because, like I said, our wingers are not good. Like they don't score goals, they don't get assists. They're pretty much useless. I'm not gonna lie.
Fantastic endorsement. Okay, we'll just wrap up with some rapid fire questions for you both. I just want the sort of first word or first name that comes to mind. We can do it one by one. If you guys have the same answer, that is not a problem, obviously. But we'll just see where we get to. First of all, who's winning the World Cup?
You have an answer already?
Portugal. Portugal's winning the World Cup.
Okay, I will say Portugal. Ronaldo, now or never, man.
Where do Mexico finish?
I'm going to be delusional and say quarterfinals.
Round of 16.
That's interesting you say quarterfinals, Chris, because the 2 times you've got to the quarterfinals, 1970, 1986, both tournaments you've hosted. So who knows? Maybe that's not such an outrageous prediction. What is the score against South Africa on the opening day?
2-0 Mexico. It's going to be a very tough game, but we have to win.
I'm going to go 3-0, which, again, right now sounds very delusional. But I watched South Africa at the AFCON. They were allowing 2 goals to Zimbabwe and Angola and a bunch of random countries we've never heard of. So, I fully expect Mexico in the crazy altitude that is Mexico City at the Estadio Azteca. with 100,000 fans. Like, we should be pouring goals on South Africa, in my opinion.
Yeah, just as a spectacle, by the way, I'm so looking forward to that first game. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
Who is winning the Golden Ball, the best player of the tournament?
Lamine Yamal. I think he's in his own. This dude is out of this world.
I mean, if I have Portugal champions, I'm going to go Ronaldo.
And who's winning the Golden Boot?
I would say Mbappe.
Top goal scorer. I would like to say Mbappe, but back to back, that would be crazy. And I don't think Golden Ball. Let's go Harry Kane. I think if England wanted to make it to the final, it has to be because Harry Kane carries him.
Well, he did get an easy group. Like, he will be stat padding against Panama. And
actually, let me switch the answer. Erling Braut Haaland. I think his first ever World Cup. I think he's going to pop out and might even top his group over France. Hot take.
Which host nation is going to go the furthest?
Mexico.
I would say Mexico as well. I feel like we got the easiest group out of all the hosts. And I feel like our home field advantage is the best out of all three. Like, the U.S., they might not even be like the home team in their own stadium. Like, they don't really have that many fans.
Yeah, no, in the U.S., they're not really football fanatics like in Mexico or in Europe. So I don't think U.S. really has a home field advantage. So I'd definitely say Mexico goes further than Canada too.
You've already kind of touched on it here, but I just want to know if Mexico go out, who is the team that you least want to see lift the trophy?
Argentina and the U.S., but more so Argentina. Mexicans do not like Argentine football. It's like this rivalry we have, especially since in the last World Cup they beat us. We had the opportunity to group them, group Messi, and we failed to do that. In the 2010 World Cup, they knocked us out. These guys just own us, and yeah, we do not like each other.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to worry about the U.S. winning it, so it is easily Argentina. We haven't beat them since 2004. Like you said, they eliminated us in the 2005 Confederations Cup, 2006 World Cup, 2007 Copa America, 2010 World Cup. They've smashed us in friendlies the last 20 years, and then the most recent World Cup as well. So, like, we just don't like them.
It's what we would call in England a bogey team.
Yep.
Football or soccer?
Football. Soccer, that term cringes me out.
Of course, yeah.
Even actually, I won't say that.
Pele or Maradona?
Maradona.
I would say Pele.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
CR7.
And lastly, MetLife Stadium or Estadio Azteca?
Estadio Azteca by a mile. MetLife is a football stadium, and I'm actually upset that's the final. That will be the final stadium for the World Cup. It should have been the Estadio Azteca.
For what it's worth,
100%
I completely agree with that. And finally, just to wrap us up completely, what is your controversial or outrageous prediction for the World Cup? Doesn't necessarily have to be about Mexico, but it's up to you guys. Do you have one?
Well, I think I just mentioned. I think Norway could. Well, I hope they do, and I think they, based on their form and the European qualifiers, they're insane right now. They're scoring a lot of goals. Erling Haaland is, an absolute machine. So I'll say Norway to top their group over France.
I'll give you a Mexico specific one and a non-Mexico specific one. The Mexico specific one is if in the round of 16, if we make it that far, if we play the Netherlands, we're winning. If we play England, we're losing. But if we play the Netherlands, we're winning that game. And we're going to the quarterfinals. Getting revenge for the No Era Penal in 2014. And then my non-Mexico hot take, I guess, would be there will be a new semifinalist. A team that's never made the semifinals before will make the semifinals this time, kind of like Morocco did in 2022.
Interesting. Love it. Well, fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Muchas gracias. I said there would be no more Spanish in there, yet there was. Again, we will drop a link to Futbol Asada so you guys can check it out and give them some love, give them a like and subscribe. And that about does it for our Mexico preview. Let us know in the comments where you think Mexico will finish and how they'll get on at the World Cup. And join us next time for more stories, insights, and deep dives as our global scouting mission continues as we count down the days to the biggest party of the summer, the FIFA World Cup. Until next time, keep making football great again.
Thank you.